Nigeria Union of Journalists, Rivers State Council has condemned an alleged verbal attack on his member and the publisher of the South Voice newspaper, Mike Chibuoso Iwezor, by a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Blessing Amadi. Honorable Amadi, who represents Port Harcourt Federal Constituency 2 in the Green Chambers of the National Assembly, was alleged to have verbally assaulted Mr. Iwezor in a telephone conversation and threatened to deal with him in a manner he will not like. The union, in a statement signed by its chairman, Job Stanley, and secretary, Ike Wigodo, respectively, described the alleged verbal attack on Mr. Iwezor as an abuse of political office and unwarranted intimidation by Honorable Amadi to prevent Mr. Iwezor from carrying out his constitutional obligation to inform and educate the public. The statement noted that the South Voice newspaper had reported in its last edition with the headline, "Fagarians Reject Poor Representation," that the two members of the House of Representatives representing Port Harcourt constituencies, Honorable Blessing Amadi and Honorable Manochisom Umezurike, has failed in their duties to speak for their people or sponsor bills that will benefit their constituencies. The statement said rather than debunking the reports and set the record straight in a civilized manner required of an honorable member, Honorable Blessing Amadi allegedly resorted to verbal attack on Mr. Chibuoso Iwezor and also threatened his life. The union frowned at this dishonorable attitude by Honorable Blessing Amadi and called on the security agencies to investigate the verbal attack on Mr. Iwezor. Analysts say the pro-Fubara supporters are opportunists who are taking advantage to learn and participate in politics in the state. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network's program Open Conversation, a political analyst, Asim Adams, described the pro-supporters of the current administration as being incompetent and unexperienced in building better political strategy and governance in the state.
Again, the bidding of Philistine carpet baggers. Philistine carpetbaggers are opportunists. If you go to their origin, you know what I'm talking about. They are opportunists. They wait for situations to erupt, then they now lash in and they use that to now feather their nest.
Adams cautioned against future irregularities from supporters of the incumbent government.
We are going to see more of this, in this administration. Because it's an administration that is based on bandwagon people moving up and down, saying that they love the man, they do this, or he's the best person, he's the liberator, he's the Messiah.
This is coming as pro-Sim Fubara supporters lament abandonment by the caretaker committee chairman in the state. Zone 16 Police Command in Bayelsa State has paraded 10 suspects for alleged internet fraud, possession of charms, illicit drugs, and involvement in diabolical ritual activities. Addressing journalists at the command headquarters in Yenagoa, the zonal police public relations officer, Iwezor Gon, said that the suspects were arrested in Port Harcourt, River State. Gon said that the AIG in charge of Zone 16, Paul Alpha Omata, has reiterated the dedication of his officers to the protection of lives and property in Bayelsa and River States, and the police are fulfilling their constitutional mandate, while the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has also reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring the safety and security of all citizens. While speaking to the press, the only female suspect, Ruth Kosiwa, said that she was visiting her boyfriend when she was arrested alongside the others on Monday morning. In another development, officers of Zone 16 recovered a Beretta pistol with several rounds of 9mm caliber ammunition at the Okaki Junction in Yenagoa, where a gang of armed robbers had been terrorizing residents. Suspected gunmen have shot dead 2 mobile policemen in their attempt to kidnap Christy Uroye, wife of the member representing Warri South Constituency 1 in the Delta State House of Assembly, Honorable Augustine Uroye. The incident occurred along Okoloba Junction, Efron Uwe local government area, and the lawmaker's wife is receiving treatment in an undisclosed hospital within the area. The attempt to abduct the victim failed as the vehicle brought by the hoodlums developed a fault as they tried to whisk her away. Delta State Police Public Relations Officer SP Bright Edafe is yet to confirm the incident. Meanwhile, a human rights activist, Derek Orishe Matoson Agberen, in a statement said that insecurity is now making a U-turn against the political class and their wards. Akwa Ibom State civil servants have described as disturbing the perceived silence of Governor Umar Eno over the implementation of the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira in the state and vowed to embark on industrial action if the state government remained silent and refused to do the needful. One of the workers at the Idogen seat Nkanga Secretariat, who pleaded anonymity, said that they were getting more worried as the governor seemed not to be in a hurry to make any pronouncement on the matter. This is coming after Governor Eno had promised to pay whatever the federal government arrived at, while the state chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Sonny James, while reacting to the workers' threat for strike, warned them to desist from such action as the state government had not received the template for implementation of the new minimum wage from the National Salary and Wages Commission. Chairman of the Akwa Ibom State Independent Electoral Commission, Amadi Ikoiwak, said that 12 political parties will participate in the October 5th local government elections in the state. He said that the 12 parties had submitted names of their candidates and equally returned their nomination forms, and Ikoiwak also disclosed this in Uyo, the state capital, while briefing journalists on the level of preparations by the electoral body on Tuesday. Said that the arrangements had been concluded for the deployment of 14,000 security personnel to all the 4,353 polling units and 369 wards across the 31 local government areas of the state. He also said that he had made it possible through the Commission's consultative committee meeting on election security, which has the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State Command, and other security heads as members, adding that over 17,000 forms had been received by the Commission from people who had applied to work as the Commission's ad hoc staff, but added that it would only engage between 12,000 and 13,000 after screening. Suspected gunmen operating in Anambra State have again attacked a police station in Oba, Idemili North local government area of the state, and killed a corporal officer. This will be the third recent attack on police in the state after those of Nnewi and Nnobi which happened in August, where some operatives paid the supreme prices. Police authorities in Anambra State have confirmed the attack, saying that the police operative was killed after a petrol bomb was tossed into the police station by the gunmen who were suspected to be separatist elements. Police Public Relations Officer SP Tochukwu Ikenga, in a reply to the media on the attack, said that the suspected armed secessionist group started shooting sporadically in the air in an attempt to gain entrance to the police station and threw petrol bombs at the security facility, which made some of the officers catch up with the fire, including the Oba Civic Center. Ikenga said that operations have commenced this morning with the police-led joint security forces comprising of the Army, Navy, Civil Defense, and other security agencies currently in a joint onslaught operation within Oba and its environs, while the Commissioner of Police, CP Nage Obonoitam, described the attack as invasion of security facilities and hostility towards security agents and as an attack of the soul of the nation, and vowed to bring those behind the unholy act to book. Analysts have described paternal error as responsible for infidelity and moral decadence in the country. Speaking on Atlantic Television's network's program, Society Watch, a public affairs analyst said that the infidelity is the major reason why a lot of contemporary parents will keep raising vulnerable children.
Why you are still there? So, and probably because you have shown more commitment than these other persons. And she knows why she might probably have more emotions for the other two. Are you get what I'm saying? Why still keeping you? And maybe she is prospecting you as maybe a marriage factor. And you know what marriage means for us here in Africa. So she might prospect you. And eventually, remember, she will not come to tell you that only two of you are having it. Do you understand? So a woman that has never dated one man will not do so even in marriage. So let's not deceive ourselves. If you marry a wife that has never been, what do you call it, faithful to a boyfriend.
This is coming as Smart DNA, a leading DNA testing center in Lagos, has released its comprehensive 2024 report on DNA testing trends in Nigeria, covering July 2023 to June 2024. According to it, 27% of paternity tests conducted came back negative, indicating that more than 1 in 4 men tested are not the biological fathers of the children in question. Niger State government has lifted the ban on mining activities in the state, and the data from the mining cadastral office revealed that a total of 578 mining titles have been issued to operators in the state, and gold alone account for 369 or 81.46% of the titles. The acting governor, Yakubu Garba, who disclosed this while inaugurating a task force to tackle illegal mining across the state, outlined the conditions for the mining companies to operate in the state, and also directing that the companies must approach the State Ministry of Mineral Resources for profiling to curb insecurity and reduce revenue losses. Garba said that the profiling process will enable the state government to keep track of mining activities, ensuring compliance with regulations and prevent illegal mining. In a statement lifting the ban, Garba said that the government has suspended the ban on mining activities and will address the issue of banditry in the state and also reduce revenue losses, adding that the profiling process will enable the state government to keep track of mining activities as well as ensuring compliance with regulations and prevent illegal mining. The state government has attributed the heightening banditry in the affected areas to mining activities, which it said informed the ban a year ago. Kaduna State government has launched a health insurance scheme for pensioners in the state. The scheme is a partnership between Kaduna State Contributory Health Management Authority and the state chapter of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners. Speaking at the launch, the Commissioner for Health, Omar Ahmed, said that the scheme was designed to provide comprehensive and affordable health care coverage to pensioners to reduce the financial burden of medical expenses, commended Governor Uba Sani for his commitment to the scheme and the welfare of pensioners in the state. Ahmed stressed that the partnership between the Chima and the NUP was a strategic initiative that aligned with the state's vision of universal health coverage for all residents and encourage other organizations to follow suit and engage in similar partnerships that prioritize the health and welfare of the people. The Director General of Chima, Abubakar Hassan, said that the scheme would provide pensioners with access to healthcare services from any public or private health facility across the state without incurring out-of-the-pocket expenses, and also commended the partners for embracing the scheme and working together to ensure that the pensioners have access to the healthcare they deserve. Funeral prayer and mass burial has been held for victims of the recent attack by suspected Boko Haram insurgents in Marfa community, Tamuwa local government area of Yobe State. The corpses have been conveyed from the community to Babangida, the local government headquarters located about 50 kilometers from Damaturu, the state capital, by a joint team of military, vigilante, and community members. This is coming after about 70 people were killed in Mafa when gunmen suspected to be Boko Haram terrorists invaded the community on Sunday evening. The latest attack was reportedly carried out in retaliation for the villagers' alleged involvement in providing intelligence to the military, which led to the killing of several insurgents last month, while the attack was widely condemned from within and outside the state.